Welcome, everybody. We're so excited to have you here this evening for our Power of Women Awards. Woo! We're so excited, yes. I am Juanita Ingram. I'm the founder of Greater London. Yes, as you hear, I'm not from here. I'm from Tennessee. So I do, Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee. I'm Southern. I'm not country. I am Southern. There is a difference. And as of right now, I am really happy not to be in the U.S. right now. Just move on from there. But we're excited to have everyone here tonight to celebrate such a wonderful time of year. And so the theme for International Women's Day this year is Give to Gain. And what does that mean? And before I launch into that, there are some housekeeping things that I want to do and thank some really important people in the room. First of all, everybody that's here, I thank you for coming, for supporting us. Specifically, I want to thank our presenting sponsor of the evening, Sadara. Come on in. Come on in. It's fine. It's a very intimate setting tonight. We're all friends. You look fabulous, by the way. Oh my gosh. Way to make an entrance. I love it. Definitely come on in. Very cute. Okay. Focus, Juanita. I made notes. This is my first year ever using notes. I tell people all the time I'm getting more seasoned. I don't say that I'm getting old, but I am getting more seasoned. And with a little bit of seasoning comes a little bit of brain fog. So, yeah, it happens. But I want to extend our sincere gratitude to our presenting sponsor, Sadara, this evening. Can we give them a round of applause? If you're with the organization, please stand. So she's back there. Thank you so much for everything, for hosting this evening, providing a 100% sponsored evening for us tonight. Fantastic. Our gold sponsors, Shein. Now, when I call the company, I expect you to make some noise, okay? I want people to wonder, what are they doing in that room down there? Okay, so our gold sponsor, Shein. Okay. Central District Alliance, where are you? Hatton Garden, where are you? Okay. Mary Waring and Associates. A very fashionable group every year, by the way. I want to sit with the cool girls every year. Purpose Production, that's my company. Yay me. Our silver sponsors, Ropes and Gray. Come on. And our bronze sponsor, Active Bystander. Come on. Yeah. All right. And then we have in-kind sponsor number 7, who's also an awardee tonight, but your swag bags are complimentary of number 7. Thank you so much. Let's make noise for that. And also a huge thank you to Adriana Papel, who is a long-standing sponsor in kind. A lot of our awardees, myself included, our executive director, are dressed every year by Adriana Papel. So this is Adriana Papel that I'm wearing tonight. Little sachet. So we thank them for their unwavering support every year. They've literally been with us, I think, 10 years. So since we opened the doors. So tonight we align with the theme of Give to Gain. And what does that mean? So I was thinking about this on the flight over. I literally just landed this morning and really started thinking about what does that theme mean and what does it mean to give. And all of you have given something to be in this room, whether it's time, whether it's donations, whether it's in kind. But when you give, what do you get? I was having a conversation with somebody recently, and they were asking me about what we do. So I've been with the organization for about 16 years, but been with Dress for Success London for about 10. And they asked me, so is that all you do? You just get women jobs. That's it. That's the only thing that you thought. And at first I didn't know how to take that. And it's very seldom I'm at a loss of words. But I paused for a minute and I'm like, that sounds like someone that's never lost a job. Right. That's never been without a job. I have. I've been made redundant, as you say here, downsizing, as we say in America. And my entire legal department, this was in the economic crisis of 2008. And our entire legal team was walked out the door. And so I know what that feels like. And so I see myself in every woman that walks through the door. But to think that that's all that we do. And then it started making me think, well, what exactly do we do? And when you give to us, and when volunteers give, when supporters give, what do they gain? What do women gain other than being gainfully employed? Is that enough? I think it is, because if you've ever wanted to work and couldn't work, it's huge to have that rally of support. So I thought about, because I'm getting seasoned in my mind, I came up with a mnemonic for gain. Because what do we gain by giving to organizations like ourselves, like Dress for Success? What do you gain as a volunteer? What do the women gain that walk through our doors? So I came up with a mnemonic so that I wouldn't forget. My clicker's going to work. There we go. So I came up with a mnemonic for gain so I wouldn't forget what it is that we get and what do the women get. And at first I thought, well, is it different things? But I think it's all the same. Obviously, the first G is to give. And every act of giving in this room has brought us here. The giving is where it starts, whether you give of time, money, resources. Everything that you give activates the process. And then the A is for acceleration. So many of us take for granted that we have a network of support, that you have the ability to balance your checkbook, that you have the ability to call a friend and say, hey, I have an interview. Can you run through some questions with me? Can you look over my CV? That, we did a workshop one time where every woman that left with a LinkedIn profile and a picture. Take for granted that you have that. But that acceleration is what we give to women and what you give by giving to us. And then the impact is instant. I've been with the organization for 16 years, and people keep asking, why are you still here? They mean that in the best way. That's what I tell myself. But honestly, Dress for Success is one of the only organizations that I've volunteered for and been with where the impact is instant. When you turn a woman around in the mirror and she sees herself in a way that either she hasn't for a very long time, if ever. And it's not just the physical. I say all the time we dress women from the inside out. And so it starts with the outfit, but that's not what makes a woman successful. And yes, we do judge our success rate as to whether or not that woman obtained the job that she was going for when she came to us. And so what makes her successful is the work that's done internally, the interview training, the CV review. We take for granted how easy it is to say, hey, ask me a few questions and warm up. We know that statistically, women will be qualified for the job and will be 70% qualified. We will perseverate on the 30. Men, no offense to all the men in the room tonight, we're so happy that you're here. But men, on the other hand, will see that they are only 30% qualified and figure, I'll wing the 70. And we are made up differently in that way. And so sometimes extrapolating our worth, our experiences to match the job is so profound. And we take that for granted, but Dress for Success has that instant impact. That's why globally we have a success rate of 70%, meaning 70% of the women that come to us the first time get the job. Locally, our number has varied between 70% to 80% of the women that walk through the door are successful in getting the job. Thank you. And so the impact is not just with her, but the entire family. And so what we're doing is more than workforce development, we're changing the trajectory of households because it's the children and the elderly parents that rely on her to make a shift. And so the last thing is obviously the network. That's what you get. And that's what you're giving to every woman that walks through the door is that network of support so that she can not only just survive, but that she can thrive. And so we're there when she gets the job, we're there after she gets the job with a number of different programs and workshops and support services that we provide ongoing. We just relaunched our PWG as Professional Women's Group. And so we just relaunched that, our career launch pad. The work that we do, it's about 15 to 18 month journey that we stay with each woman the minute they walk through the door. And so I want to thank you tonight for being part of giving and part of igniting what we are going to give to women, what they gain, and what you gain as a volunteer, as a supporter, as a donor, and knowing that all of this activation is because you said, I care, because you said it matters, and because you want to see another woman, another family, another child gain from the activation. So thank you so much for being here tonight. I'll stop talking. And I want to now have the pleasure of introducing our charity patron and our MC for the evening. I was flying over, and I've lived in so many different places. I was like MC, presenter, hostess. I think I named you on every continent. All of them. Yes, all of them, and that's what you are tonight. It is now my honor to introduce Sakenya Sarah Frazier. She is an award-winning broadcaster, consultant, and community leader. She is passionate about advocating for social mobility, inclusion, and representation, and was recognized with the Pride of Britain Award for her contributions in advancing equity and community development. She hosts Reflections on BBC Radio London and has advised global organizations including LVMH, Disney, Kraft Heinz, and more on culturally intelligent strategy and inclusion frameworks. Hello. She is a powerful voice for neurodiverse, working class, minoritized communities, and she embodies tonight's theme of give to gain in everything that she does. So it is my honor, again, to always introduce you to Sakenya, our hostess, MC, presenter extraordinaire.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Every time she introduces me, I always feel really emotional because to be introduced by a powerhouse like Juanita in such a way, I feel better than Beyonce. Good evening, everyone. As Juanita said, I'm Sakenya and I'm your host for this evening. I'm not going to talk to you about the fantastic awardees that we're going to be honouring tonight. You're going to hear all about them just in a short moment. But just some other housekeeping from me. I know we tend to be attached to the phones, but if we could turn our phones off, I know you might want to check the Instagram, do the tiki-toki, but if you could just stay with me for an hour and a half, I promise you it's worth it. I've been told by the staff there's going to be no fire alarm, so if that thing gets to ring in, I'll ask you to just take yourself and your little sponsored bags, I know it's not allowed, and just head out either of these doors and down the stairs, there'll be someone to guide you out. Now, we're going to be together for about an hour and a half. I know that nature might call. At any moment you do need to go to the toilet, I just ask you to wait for a natural break of applause. So if I'm speaking about a fantastic awardee, listen to it because the stories are phenomenal. They're absolutely fab. And whilst they're giving their addresses and speeches, I just ask you to remain seated. And as you can see, it's quite easy. You got your left, you got your right. Or is that your right, got your left? I'm not sure. You get my drift. So, another thing is that we won't be talking about anything really in depth, but there might be some words and stories that might be triggering. We all come with our own richness of lived experience. At any moment that you find yourself maybe getting overwhelmed, we give you full permission to just step out of the room and just gather yourself. I'm a mental health first aider. There's some other mental health first aiders in the room. So if you need any support, we're here. Sound good? And I also want you to get rowdy. When Juanita said, we want to hear the cheering, the screaming, the shouting, we meant it. Ready for a good night? So let's practice it. Come on. Fantastic. Let's go. So our first award of the evening is sponsored by Purpose Productions. I didn't know that was your company, Juanita. Go off, Queen. I love this. And it is our Economic Leadership Award. And this award is given to Sophie Neary. Now, Sophie is a powerhouse in retail and technology whose leadership has shaped the future of commerce, and she has also tirelessly championed women in the workplace. Sophie is a highly respected executive within retail and technology industries as managing director, I love when a woman's an MD, of retail and consumer goods at Google UK and Ireland. She brings over 32 years of executive experience. Listen, when I hear these days, no, when I hear the 32 years or 20 years, you need to drop the skincare routines. Is it number 7? And she also is a digital pioneer. So before it was trendy and people were thinking about online, in 1995, she was instrumental in driving Boot's online transformation. And she also led their critical response to COVID-19 during the pandemic. She is a multi-award winning, lifelong feminist, clairvoyant and advocate for women. Her highly regarded podcast, Courage is Contagious, and her status as a LinkedIn top voice on gender equity cement her reputation as a thought leader. And I've checked out her stuff. You know, on LinkedIn you get that stuff where it's like what the rat in my shed taught me about B2B sales, what my grandmother's funeral taught me about, you know, all that type of rubbish. It's none of that. It's proper good stuff. It's proper good stuff. So you should check it out. Sophie's career exemplifies how leadership combined with advocacy creates pathways for women to succeed at every single level of business. And if we can be more like her, we will have a more innovative, inclusive, prosperous business world. So please join me in honouring Sophie Neary, recipient of the Economic Leadership Award.
Gold Lecture Award. Thank you very much. gosh, I sort of feel a little bit like, who's that person being introduced there? She sounds quite good. And then I realised it was me, and I felt a bit embarrassed. This is wonderful. And I used to be on the board of Boots, so I'm so pleased that Number 7 is also supporting this incredible event and all these amazing women. When I was a little girl, I'm also, what was that great word that you used, Juanita? I'm seasoned. I'm also seasoned. I'm 54. And when I was a little girl back in the 1970s, my wonderful dad used to say to me, you can do anything you want to, Sophie, anything at all. Don't anyone ever tell you can't do something, as long as you know that it's harder for girls. You'll have to work twice as hard to be seen as the same, and you have to be twice as good as the boys to be seen as the same as them. And when I said, but that's just really unfair, he said, life is unfair. It's harder for girls. So when I first started work, and with this amazing self-belief that my wonderful dad gave me, and I had all those hardships, and I worked alongside some amazing men who have championed me and, lifted me up throughout my career. But I saw them earning more money than me, or I knew I was better than they do, and they got the promotion before I did. I used to always go back to that point and go, that's okay, because that's what my dad told me. He told me it was harder for girls. And if I could go back and tell the 5-year-old Sophie that story, that one day I would be the managing director of a $4 trillion American technical company. Obviously, the internet didn't even exist in the 70s. I wouldn't have believed it. And what I think is absolutely incredible about Dress for Success is you have to believe from the inside before you can achieve something on the outside. And I just think it's the most incredible charity. And when I received the email to say that I had been given this award, I was really taken aback, and I was incredibly touched. And every single day, although I work for this amazing company, I think about what can I do to make the world a fairer and a better place. And to me, the future looks like one where women run half our countries and companies and men run half our households. And that we need to move beyond a world where whether you have breasticles or testicles depends on how much you get paid. Thank you so much.
Sophie for PM, right? That was a great address. I can see you. I can see you in government. We'll work on that for next year. Thank you, Sophie. Really appreciate you. Now, our second award of the evening. This is our Media and Social Impact Award, and this is sponsored by Sophie Waring. You're on my mind, Sophie. Mary Waring Associates. And when we were thinking about this award, the word courageous kept coming up. We were like, this has to go to someone who's super, super courageous. And so that is why it is our honour to honour a courageous journalist, television presenter who has transformed her personal trauma into a powerful voice for change. And that is Ruth Dodworth, OBE. Now, for much of her time on our screens, Ruth was actually in an abusive marriage. And following the arrest of her ex-husband and the imprisonment for domestic abuse offences, Ruth campaigned tirelessly to help other victims and survivors. Ruth now uses her story and her voice to educate professionals across the sector, including the Ministry of Justice, the Crown Prosecution Service, and police forces all across the UK. In 2025, Ruth was honoured with an OBE for her fantastic work, and continues to use her platform to continue the conversation around domestic violence. Now, Ruth's bravery in sharing her story has given countless women the courage to seek help and has helped change the national conversation around violence for women and girls here in the UK. As we celebrate that International Women's Day theme of Give to Gain, Ruth exemplifies how giving our stories, even the most traumatizing ones, the most painful ones, can give us freedom, safety, and also, that key thing, hope for others. Now, Ruth couldn't be with us this evening, but she sends her a really, really warm hello. And she's got an acceptance video that we're going to share right now.
Hi everybody, it's Ruth. First of all, I'm just so sorry I'm not able to be with you on this fabulous evening. I hope you're all enjoying, and well, I've got a sparkly top on just to sort of get into the spirit of it. What can I say other than from the very, very bottom of my heart, I am so grateful to you for this award. It means absolutely everything to me. I've been on an incredibly strange journey, I suppose is the best way of putting it, after my abusive marriage ended, and I've been lucky enough as someone who works in the media to be able to use my story and my experience to I suppose, help and encourage others, other men, other women going through abusive situations to understand and realise that they're not alone. I'm no expert. The only expertise I have is my own story, but I wish I could share with you the messages I get every single day from people who are going through just absolutely awful and desperate situations, which is why the work that you do, every one of you in the room this evening, everyone from Dressed for Success does, is just so, so important. You help people like me, you help women like me, not only to survive but to thrive and to have a wonderful, wonderful life. We've got each other. We really have got each other's backs. Women supporting women is what this is all about. And once again, I'm so very grateful, and I send all of you my love. Have a wonderful evening.
If we could put our hands together for Ruth, the recipient of our Media and Social Impact Award. And I must say, it's most probably me that's messed up the audio, because there's something about me that when I'm around, all tech fails. Maybe there's something in the frequency vibe. Any scientists in the room, maybe we can check that out. Hopefully by the next one, we'll have better sound for all of you. But now our third award is also sponsored by Mary Waring and Associates, and that is our Diverse Voices Award. And this is awarded to a fearless voice who has transformed the landscape of South Asian feminism and has challenged cultural taboos through courage and creativity, Sangeeta Pillai. Now, Sangeeta, her words, not mine, even though I relate to these terms, describes herself as a bad girl, a bad, bad daughter all her life. As from a young age, she knew that she would alchemize her experience of growing up in the slums of Mumbai, of enduring a violent and traumatic childhood. She has turned her pain into power by becoming a feminist activist, writer, podcaster and speaker, and a leading voice for South Asian women globally. And she now incites other women to do the same with her feminist advocacy and award-winning podcast, Masala, and her South Asian feminist network, Soul Sutras. I see what she did there. She also helps challenge really difficult cultural taboos around periods, sexuality, shame, mental health. And most recently, Sangeeta in her work has been featured on billboards in New York and in London. She's also seen publications like Cosmopolitan, Stylist and the Evening Standard. Now, Sangeeta planned on being here with us tonight, but is currently stranded abroad due to the ongoing conflict and resulting flight cancellations. But she was still determined to be part of this ceremony with all of us here. So if you could just turn your eyes to the screen again for Sangeeta's address.
I should be with you today, but I'm not, because of old, power-hungry men who are waging war, chucking missiles at the world. It's ironic that I'm receiving the Power Women Award today, and I can't be with you because I'm stuck in India. Power. For men, power is dominance, waging war, attacking each other, whereas feminist power is about resilience and community and supporting one another, and that's the gist of my work. I grew up in the slums of Mumbai. I grew up being told that I had no voice. I grew up being told that men had power and women had none. I decided not to listen to any of them. I started Soul Sutras and Masala podcast 6 years ago to support South Asian women. And over 6 years, I've helped many thousands of women who've taken courage from my work, from my words. Women have felt less alone because of what I do. Women have left abusive marriages because of what I do. And I feel really, really proud of that. And today, standing here in front of you from many miles and thousands of miles away, I want to say thank you so much for giving me this wonderful, wonderful award. And I feel deeply grateful. I thank you from very far away, but the fight keeps going, and it is more important today than any other day to remember that we are feminists, that the world is not an equal place. While men are waging war, we are building, we are creating a better world. So thank you so much. Please raise a glass to me and to each other in the room, and remember to keep raising your voice. I'm far away, but I am not gone. I'll be back soon and ready to keep fighting this fight.
Thank you so much. sure she'll be here with us next year. Now, our next award is where we start to focus on those organisations. Now, we always say as a team that it's really fantastic that individuals are doing something, but there's really something to be said about organisations trying to make a change, supporting those who are most marginalised, and supporting women's economic advancement. And so this next award is our Corporate Organisation of the Year award, and it's sponsored by Ropes and Gray. And it is presented to a global legal powerhouse that exemplifies corporate excellence and a commitment to diversity and inclusion, A&O Sherman. And accepting on their behalf is Senior Associate Graham MacDonald. A&O Sherman is one of the world's leading law firms, created through the historic combination of Allen & Overy and Shearman & Sterling in 2024. This global firm brings together exceptional legal expertise across more than 40 offices worldwide and is renowned not only for its legal excellence, but also its unwavering commitment to inclusion, diversity, and social responsibility. A&O Sherman has been a champion of gender equity in the legal profession, and the firm has consistently been rewarded and recognised for its diversity initiatives and has set industry-wide leading standards for inclusive workplace practices. Through pro bono work, community partnerships, and corporate social responsibility programs, A&O Sherman demonstrates that business success and social impact can go hand in hand. They show us that when corporations give back to their communities and invest in their people, they gain not only business success, but also create lasting positive change globally. So please join me in honouring A&O Sherman, recipients of the Corporate Organisation of the Year award. Come on, Graham.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm also, despite appearances, quite seasoned, so I've got notes too. I'm going to take solace from the fact that everybody else had them as well. So on behalf of the firm and everyone who's contributed to the initiatives that we've been involved in, I'd like to thank all of you for thinking of us and honouring us with this award. Thanks to the board, the staff, the volunteers that we have, and everybody who makes this initiative such a success. It's really our privilege to contribute. And our partnership is built on a simple belief that talent is everywhere, but opportunity is not. And through the career development days that we sponsor, the Women's Career Launchpad, Restart, volunteering initiatives, and our general pro bono work, we're trying to do our best to provide practical support, boost confidence, and open doors for people. Dress for Success doesn't just prepare women for interviews. As you know, it provides the support that helps turn one appointment into a new direction for individuals and their families, and we're really pleased to help contribute to those outcomes. If you can, everybody, I mean you all are, but spread the word, help people get involved. I think getting the word out is one of the most important things that we can do. So every contribution matters, and it's our privilege to make ours. Thank you very much.
Now, I've got to advocate for myself, Graham. You say you do like pro bono work.
Yes.
Would you ever think about representing a baby girl? Because I've got a few exes I'd like to sue for wasting my time. Is that something you could do for me?
This is where I can very confidently say that's not my area.
Oh, okay. If you know anyone, find me on LinkedIn. We can coordinate a little thing, yeah? Okay. It's only 2 of them. I'm looking for about 50 grand. All right. Okay. Anyway, we'll chat later. Now we've got our 2026 Volunteer of the Year award, and this is sponsored by Active Bystander. And when we were talking about this award, we were thinking about the fantastic group of volunteers that we have at Dress for Success. But that key phrase, diverse skills, they bring a bunch of diverse skills, kept coming up. So tonight we recognise an exceptional volunteer whose diverse skills and dedication have made a profound impact on Dress for Success Greater London. And that is Naomi Harrison. Now, originally from New Zealand, I don't know why you chose her with it being so cold. But anyway, originally from New Zealand, Naomi has long called London home and spent much of her time and her career working with leading advertising agencies and collaborating with some of London's most renowned photographers. Now, London wasn't her first stop. She also spent lots of time in Asia and the Middle East, but now she finds a home in London with her work as a ceramicist. She also ran a gallery for local artists, and although retirement loomed, she couldn't sit still. She said, I've got to get out and do something. And she found herself during the pandemic volunteering with the Soup Kitchen London, that she describes as a really challenging time, but extremely rewarding, and that she would do it all again. Now she is thrilled to be able to bring this collective experience to the Dress for Success shop, helping it to be established in community, promoting the charity and the ethos of sustainability in fashion. As we celebrate that International Day theme of Give to Gain, Naomi exemplifies how giving our time and our talents and our rich, diverse experiences enriches not only those that we serve, but also strengthens wider community around us. Naomi Harrison, the recipient of the 2026 Volunteer of the Year Award. Come on, get up here, girl.
Well done. Oh gosh. Yes, please. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for this award, which I'd like to accept on behalf of all the volunteers at Dress for Success. I want to start by thanking the team at Dress for Success Greater London for their support, and specifically Adriana Papel for my lovely dress.
Fantastic.
The support shown by our sponsors is the foundation that allows us to do what we do. It's hard to believe it was only 18 months since Daniel Goodwin and Maria Luisa Valesa established the shop. Their vision was clear from the beginning, to create a space that champions sustainability in fashion. We've brought that to life through a curated collection that blends gently loved, better than pre-loved, pieces with brand new designer wear, proving that style and ethos goes hand in hand. What has been most rewarding, however, is seeing the shop grow into a community destination. We aren't just a charity shop. We've become a hub for locals and returning visitors from all over the world. We've got many stories, but I won't go there. I love that our regulars don't just come in to browse, they also sometimes just come in to say hello. They believe in our mission, they are our biggest advocates, supporting our goals by donating, by both buying from the rails and generously donating from their own wardrobes, keeping the cycle going. The shop is a perfect complement to the underlying charity. While the core for Dress for Success is about providing women with the tools for economic independence, the shop acts as a window. It's a sustainable way to fund our mission while inviting the public to be part of the solution. So when anyone buys anything from us, they're directly investing in another woman's future. Looking ahead, we're just getting started. I'm particularly excited about our next chapter, promoting the private shopping evenings with our amazing stylist, Maria Luisa. It's another way we're personalising the experience and strengthening our ties to the women we serve. Thank you again for this award. Let's keep building this community, one sustainable outfit after another, and let us all keep dressing for success. Thank you.
I hope all our awardees have got a place to put their awards. I hope that it's at the centre of their living rooms, because it's just fab. Suits you, Naomi. I love it. So our next award is our Brand Partner of the Year award, and this award is sponsored by CDA and Hatton Gardens, and it is awarded to an iconic British beauty brand that has championed women's confidence and well-being for well over 85 years, and that is Number 7 Beauty. Now, Number 7 is part of the Boots family and is one of the UK's most trusted and beloved beauty brands. Since its launch in 1935, it's been at the forefront of skincare innovation. I was literally saying to Kerry earlier, who's part of the Number 7 team, I've just started using Number 7. It's fab. That's what the glow is down to that. Combining scientific research with accessible luxury to help women look and feel their best. What sets Number 7 apart is not only their commitment to product excellence, but also their dedication to empowering women at every single stage of life. Number 7's partnership with Dress for Success Greater London demonstrates their commitment to women's empowerment beyond beauty. Number 7 recognises that true confidence comes from within, from having the right skills and support and opportunities to build a successful future. Through their corporate responsibility initiatives, Number 7 and Boots have supported women's education, health and economic empowerment, touching the lives of millions of women and girls across the world. Number 7 Beauty shows that when businesses give back and invest in women's empowerment and engage communities, they gain a legacy that goes way beyond products. Please join me in honouring Number 7 Beauty, the recipient of the 2026 Brand Partner of the Year Award.
Good evening, everyone. So on behalf of everyone at Number 7 Beauty Company, thank you so much. We're truly honoured to be here today and receive this award, and truly inspired to be here amongst so many inspiring individuals and groups and companies who all champion the empowerment of women. This year's theme, Give to Gain, really resonates with us, and it really sums up the work that Dress for Success do. You show that every day, when we give our time, our skills, care and confidence, the impact is far greater than we can imagine. I've seen firsthand that what you give to women is more than just that capsule wardrobe. You give them self-belief, real opportunities and the confidence to step back into the workplace and really take control of their futures for them and their families. As someone who works in sustainability, I'm especially proud that their model brings together purpose and circularity. Sustainability isn't just about reducing waste. It can also be about redistributing opportunities. Whether it's clothing, cosmetics, or someone's time and skills, reaching women who can truly benefit from that. We're proud to be a tiny part of it, and we donate some of our excess cosmetic stock so that nothing goes to waste, and instead it goes into the hands of the women who can really benefit from it and help them on their next chapter. And our beauty advisors have really loved supporting some of your events and sharing their expertise with your clients. A real highlight for us over the last year was supporting the London fashion event, the Fashion Frenzy Show. Providing the makeup for an event that celebrates creativity, confidence, diversity and sustainable fashion was really unforgettable for the members of our team. It reminded us of why collaboration and having a purpose really matters. When we give thoughtfully, we create a ripple effect, empowering women, strengthening communities and extending the life and the value of the things that we already have. We're really proud to be a part of that ripple, and we're really grateful to support such meaningful work. Thank you.
So fab. So now our next award is also sponsored by CJ and Hatton Gardens, and that is our 2026 Referral Partner of the Year Award. Now, we do a really good job of getting women through the doors at Dress for Success Greater London, but without our referral partners, we truly would be nothing. So we're very proud to give this award to an organisation that has consistently connected residents to real pathways of skills, employment opportunity, Lewisham Works. Lewisham Works is Lewisham Council's free employment service for residents seeking to gain new skills and move into good work. The service offers dedicated employment and training advisors, careers guidance, support with CVs, applications and interview preparation, sector-specific training and access to vacancies, apprenticeships, volunteering and work experience opportunities across Lewisham and surrounding areas. You guys do a lot. Their partnership with Dress for Success Greater London has been vital to ensuring that women who need support with their confidence, those professional skills and employability resources are referred onto a programme with grace, dignity, but also momentum. As we celebrate Give to Gain, Lewisham Works represents the power of partnership. When organisations collaborate, women gain faster access and communities gain stronger economic futures. Lewisham Works, recipient of the 2026 Referral Partner of the Year Award.
Thank you so much for this award. It really means a lot to us. Lewisham Works is a small but mighty team, only 4 years old. And we know what an organisation like Dress for Success can do for our residents. So I've got a few stories for you. We had a resident that we referred here, a mother of two. She was balancing going through a separation, she was neurodiverse, and the pressure of job searching. She told us that our capsule wardrobe and her mock interview boosted her confidence at the moment she desperately needed it. And now she's working full time, and she tells us what a difference that it made to her. We're really, really proud to see women particularly step into new roles. We have a lady who started her job as an assistant curator at Citibank through her support from here, after she attended a confidence building day and a wardrobe fitting. And S is now a senior project manager at Greenwich Council, and she wrote to us to say she was delighted with her lovely togs. The workshops themselves stay with people. We had one woman tell us that the session was insightful. She learned real interview techniques and made new contacts, and even left with a handbag that she loved. So these stories remind us of what Dress for Success offers. It gives women the dignity to turn up and be their best selves. So on behalf of Lewisham Works, Daly and myself, I'd like to thank you for this recognition and the life-changing impact you have on the women of Lewisham.
Thank you, Lewisham Works. Thanks for those great stories. It always brings things to life. So our next award is our Cultural Influence and Advocacy Award, and this is sponsored by Ropes and Grey. And today we honour a trailblazer whose extraordinary contributions to broadcasting, children's welfare and diversity have shaped British culture for over 5 decades. This year they celebrate 54 years, I can't believe it, in the entertainment industry. They are an actress, presenter, writer, independent producer, politician, advocate for children, and best known for their iconic TV programmes Play School and Play Away. Baroness Floella Benjamin, OMDBEDL. And my, she has earned those letters after her name. From 2006 to 2016, she was Chancellor of the University of Exeter. In 2020, she received a damehood for her charitable work, and one of the late Queen's final wishes would be that Floella receive the Order of Merit. She was then later chosen by King Charles to carry the King's sceptre with dove at his coronation. And this is also very personal to me. My family were impacted by the Windrush scandal, so we're very thankful for you. She also chaired the Windrush Commemoration Committee, overseeing the creation of a national monument to the Windrush generation at Waterloo Station, and was asked by the King to chair the Windrush Portrait Committee to select 10 Windrush elders for inclusion in the Royal Collection. Also, she was awarded in 2024 the BAFTA Fellowship, their highest accolade for her contribution to television, including broadcasting and championing legislation in Parliament. So as we embrace this year's theme of Give to Gain, Baroness Benjamin exemplifies how giving to others through advocacy, representation and tireless work creates lasting change that benefits entire communities and also our great country. Please join me in honouring Baroness Floella Benjamin, recipient of the Cultural Influence and Advocacy Award.
Could you just hang on to it for me? Okay, now you. Congratulations. Thank you. Hello. I am so grateful to receive this award, Dress for Success. And I'm grateful to be a woman.
Yes.
I love being a woman. I love being a woman because I feel that women are nurturers. We are role models, especially for our children, because childhood lasts a lifetime. You are guardian angels, believe it or not just for your own children, but for all children, because each child is born with over 84 billion brain cells with no connections. By the time they're 18 months, those connections are started. Touch, feel, smell, what we teach them, what we show them, the unconditional love that we give to them, the attachments we make. By the time they're 7, clunk, they are made. That's why it's so important that we make sure each and every child, especially our girl children, grow up understanding who they are and what their purpose is in life. And my mother taught me that. My mother was an earth mother. She taught me how to be resilient, how to be determined, how to never ever give up, and how to be proud of myself. And everything I have done in my life, I did it my way. I knew how to say no if I didn't think something was right for me. I knew how to never give up. I knew how to stand tall and take whatever was given to me, because I knew I could break down barriers, because my mother gave me the confidence to be able to do that. I knew I could succeed because my mother told me I could. My father opened my mind to the world. He told, there's a wonderful world out there. Go and capture it. And that's what I've done to children, generation after generation after generation. I did play school, as you heard, 50 years ago. And some of you here are my play school babies. My babies who I said, yes, you can. When I did play school, I told the producers we needed to have diversity and inclusion in the illustrations that children were seeing, so they knew that they belonged. The feeling of belonging is the most incredible feeling. The feeling of giving is so important. I got my damehood for giving. I've been giving for years and years and years. I've paved the way. When I was a chancellor, I was the first black woman chancellor of this country, 2006. And what I did, I didn't think, oh, aren't I clever? Look at me. I know, no. I changed the world of chancellorship to make sure other people of colour could go through the door. That's what giving is all about, paving the way. People understanding, yes, they can. They can do it. They have to feel it from the heart and from the soul, and it starts with childhood. So I'm going to give you a roadmap of how you can make a difference by giving and by showing other people, yes, they can. And it's called the philosophy of my 3 C's, which I want you to practice so that you show children how to do it by the way you behave, the way you act. The first C is C for consideration. To have empathy and understanding for other people. Not to be judgmental, but to put yourself in the place of others. What does it feel like? What does it feel like to have nothing? What does it feel like to be embarrassed about who you are? What does it feel like to be condemned? Put yourself in the place of others. The second C is C for contentment, to have a happy, contented heart. Not to be jealous, not to be envious, not to be consumed by consumerism, not to stamp on other people, pull up the ladder. No, open the door. Open the door, pave the way for others. Let them come in. Help them along the way. Be satisfied with what you have at that given time, because the more satisfied you are, the more that's right for you will come to you when you least expect it. And the third C is C for confidence. The confidence to look in the mirror every day of your life and like the person that's looking back at you. The confidence to be a decent human being. The confidence to know that one day a door's going to open and on the other side will be the rest of your life. The confidence to know everything happens for a reason and every disappointment is an appointment with something better. The confidence to practice stoicism. The mind. The mind is the most important part of your soul. Your mind will help you get along that way. The mind will help you to know how to give and to love unconditionally. Because the more you give and love unconditionally, the more comes back to you when you least expect it. But you're going to need a 4th C to wrap up your 3 C's. And that's C for courage. To have the moral courage to stand up for truth. The moral courage to stand up for justice. The moral courage to press the reset button and do things the ethical way. With morality, with integrity, with honesty, and to be the person other people can trust. Because who can you trust in this world? I want it to be you. You women and you men in this room, I want you to be the trusted souls for our children so that they can see what the future holds. And life is hard, life is tough. So I want you to remember this song, a song I sing every day. A song that I keep in my heart and in my soul. Because it's a song that I never, ever, ever, ever feel as if I can't do it. And it goes like this. Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, You'll get by if you just smile. Thank you. Thank you very much. And remember, wherever you go and whatever happens to you, there'll always, always, always be somebody who loves you. And that's me, Flowella. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Speaking life into me.
Does
Does anyone else feel charged up now? I've got my 4 C's: consideration, contentment, confidence, and courage. When I look in the mirror in the morning, I'm going to be saying those 4 C's. They're fantastic. I love a little bit of alliteration. It makes it easier on the mind. So now we move into our final 2 awards of the evening. You meant to go, oh, boo, no, we want more. Barry, don't clap. We want more. All right, okay. We're moving into our final. We're moving to our final 2 awards, and these 2 awards are sponsored by one of our really great sponsors, Shein. And our first award is that 2026 Client of the Year Award. Tonight we are thrilled to honour a remarkable young woman whose resourcefulness, creativity and determination exemplify the transformative power of our mission, Demisola Ogunfua, our 2026 Client of the Year. Now, Demisola is only 19 years old, a baby in my eyes, and although she's at an early stage in her career, her accomplishments reflect a resourceful, can-do attitude. Now, Demisola is a creative, a fantastic creative, by the way, who recently launched a small business, Solar Studios. You said you don't like to promote, so I'm going to promote for you. So Solar Studios is a print and design business. So if there are any investors in the room or you're looking for any invitations, Demisola is your girl. She's currently studying at Kurt Geiger's Business by Design Academy and has keenly engaged with Dress for Success London's professional tools to develop her skills and also her skills of entrepreneurship. After leaving college with a Level 2 City and Guilds qualification in health and social care and business, she was seeking work experience and was referred to Dress for Success Greater London and has remained committed and steadfast in her professional development ever since. Demisola's story truly exemplifies that International Women's Day theme of give to gain, as it shows us that when we give young women the tools and confidence that they need, we gain a future filled with innovation, creativity, limitless possibility, and brilliance. Please join me in honouring Demisola Ogunfua, our 2026 Client of the Year. Photos nice and clean. That's for sure when you have to show out on people. I'll hold this for you. I'm so sad. Thank you. Let me hold this for you.
Thank you.
I know how it goes, girl. Let me hold this for you.
Good evening, everyone. I stand here today feeling incredibly grateful and truly humbled. When I look back at the person I was, and when I first began my journey, shy, reserved and unsure of myself, it almost felt like I was talking about someone else. At the time, confidence felt like something other people had, not something I could imagine for myself. Everything began to change during my work experience with the Department for Work and Pensions. It was there I was introduced to Just for Success, and that introduction became a turning point in my life. I was given the opportunity to design some promotional materials, something I would never imagined I would be trusted with. And to my surprise and shock, that went viral with DWP. The moment lit a spark in me for the first time. I saw my abilities the way others had been seeing them all along. The new confidence pushed me to start making real, structured plans for my future. Plans that before I wouldn't have had the courage to even speak out about. Because of that growth, I secured a paid part-time job, and I've taken another big step applying for a place for the Kurt Geiger Academy to study business by design. These are achievements I once thought were out of reach, but now part of the path I'm proudly proudly walk in. I am so happy and deeply humbled by the support, guidance and kindness I've received over the last few months. So today, I want to say some heartful thank yous. To Dress for Success, thank you for the remarkable recognition you gave me, not just clothes but confidence, not just guidance but belief. To everyone at DWP, thank you for opening doors, for trusting me and helping me see what I'm capable of. And encouragement has been life-changing. And lastly, to my mother and my sister, thank you for being consistent believer. Your support has carried me through moments of doubt and made this journey possible. I stand here today not as someone who has reached the finish line, but as someone who has finally believed she's belonged in the race. Thank you all for helping me find my voice and celebrating this moment with me. Thank you.
Sit down. Can you make an old hard wench like myself get emotional? We're so proud of you, so very proud of you. And Demi Sola was saying to me earlier that she doesn't like speaking, she's not a good speaker, she doesn't know how to put words together. Clearly you're a liar. Clearly you're a liar. What a fantastic address. We're so proud of you, beloved. Now our final award of the evening is our Circle of Success Award. And it is also sponsored by Shein. And now this is awarded to our clients who have closed that gap and have come full circle, who have turned their lives around after huge duress. And tonight we honour a woman whose journey of resilience, recovery and remarkable achievement embodies the true spirit of Dress for Success, Tara Thomas. Tara grew up in an Irish family where community, humour and socialising was central to life. After graduating as the first person in her family to go to university, she built a successful career in the Metropolitan Police, gaining 3 promotions through hard work and determination. Tara holds a master's degree in Human Resource Management and Employment Law. She is a Chartered Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Personnel and Development and is also a qualified executive coach. Rooted in resilience, she brings warmth, wisdom and humour to every interaction, and her work in diversity and inclusion has been recognised by the Ministry of Justice for its impact on carers and those impacted by menopause. Now, despite these accolades, Tara acknowledges not only the light but also the dark. At a point, alcohol became a significant part of her life, eventually leading to a turning point where she was arrested for drink driving and suspended from work. What followed was a challenging period marked by countless attempts to recover and time in psychiatric units, as well as bouts of homelessness. Tara spent over 3 years in a high-support women's hostel before moving into her own council flat, being able to call it home. She built her life back through education, travel, connection, joy, and fun. Her journey is one of extremely profound resilience. Tara speaks openly about her lived experience to reduce stigma, connect with others, and show that building a life slowly, bravely, and with hope is always possible. As we celebrate Give to Gain, Tara's story reminds us that when we give support, understanding, and second chances, we gain a society enriched by the contributions of people who have overcome extraordinary challenges. Please join me in honouring the very well-deserving Tara Thomas, recipient of the 2026 Circle of Success Award.
Thank you. I've had to write some notes on my phone, which is now telling me that I need to make an emergency call. I don't quite know what's going on there, so just give me 1 second if you don't mind. Okay, well, thank you very much. That was quite the introduction. This award means more to me than I could ever possibly put into words, and I'm so grateful to Dress for Success Greater London for giving me an opportunity to be here this evening and to receive it. I'm in recovery from alcoholism. I'll be 23 years sober in October. Woo! And that's pretty amazing, because I still remember a time when I just desperately wanted to get to 3 months. If I could get 3 months sober, I could do okay. If I could get 3 months, it would be all right. And every single time I tried, I failed. I couldn't do it. But I kept getting up and I kept trying to do it. So I was living in a hostel after a period of being street homeless. I lived there for 3 years. For the first year and a half, I was probably the worst resident that they had, because I was plastered all the time. I don't think I was very much fun to live with for the other women that were in the hostel. And I'd been to 2 rehabs before I started living in the hostel. And then I went to a 3rd one while I was still there. And that's where I actually managed to get sober. I'm very much about throwing your heart and soul into everything that I do. So I'd kind of done that with the alcoholism. And then when I got into recovery, I threw myself into that as well. So while I was at the hostel, my key worker referred me to Dress for Success, Greater London. And I'm not sure that she was really 100% sure what it was she was referring me to, but she knew that I might have some interviews coming up and it could be some help. So I went along, and I think I thought I was going to get a jacket. I don't know why I got that into my head, but it was like they're going to give me a jacket to go to an interview, and that's fantastic. But what I actually received was a whole lot more than that, because as well as the clothes that I was given to wear to the interview, I was given like makeup, some earrings and a necklace and a handbag. And I felt that I was actually seen by the people who were looking after me that day. And having spent quite a long time living on not even the edge of society, like on the dark side of society, and mixing with people who most people don't come into contact with a lot. Even when I was in rehab, the 3rd one, which was a great experience, you're spending a year of your life with a load of ex-junkies and alkies, do you know? So you're all in a quite a different place to the rest of society. So to go somewhere and feel really seen for who I was, that I was a person. I wasn't just a drunk or someone who was trying to turn their life around. I was a woman that could be able to achieve something. And that meant the world to me. And I think that one way of really thinking about it is that at a time when I didn't really know how to believe in myself, it was really clear that these people that I didn't know really believed in me, and that made a massive difference. So with the support of Dress for Success, I got the job that I was applying for. So I became a HR manager in a housing association. I was delighted to work in housing because of the experiences that I'd had myself. And I stayed in that job for a little while, and then from there I carried on recovering, I carried on working on myself. I've had various other jobs throughout the years, and I've basically built a life beyond my wildest dreams. It's very, very important for me to recover loudly so that others don't die in silence. There's a huge amount of shame and stigma connected to recovery. But if we keep it in the dark, we make it harder for people to actually ask for help and to try to get better, because it's something that we all don't talk about. So if my story helps one person, it's worth sharing. So I'll leave it there. I just want to say thank you so much for the fabulous dress, Adriana Papel, dressed for the 2nd time by Dress for Success, thank you. And yeah, I can't believe that I'm actually standing here doing this. And really what you've done is to help me as a woman and all of the other women that you help to remember that we're capable and worthy and full of potential, and that we matter. Thank you.
I mean, I told you they're all fantastic, right? Doesn't it just put things into perspective for us as individuals when we start to think about our position in the world and what we can do, and stories of resilience and recovery and trying again? I mean, adore you all. So this part of the evening, the awards part of the evening, is over. You guys don't learn a thing. You're supposed to start going, boo, no, we want more like panto. Maybe you'll be up to scratch for next year, but please, when I say things are over, start to boo and say you want more, yeah? Right, come on. I just want to say thank you so much for being such a fantastic and great audience. I mean, your participation and you being here means the world, not only to Dress for Success, but all our fantastic honorees. And we hope to see you here again next year with your pantomime call-out. I'm now going to pass over to Samantha Latouche, the Executive Director for the Dress for Success Greater London. But one final round of applause for all our honorees and organisation. Thank you, folks. Appreciate you.
Really quickly, I'm not Samantha. Hate to disappoint. Really quickly, two things. One, I want to thank and take a moment to thank some really important people that are in the room. Will all of our staff at Dress for Success please stand? Someone standing in the back. I don't know where Dan. Dan is somewhere around here. Wouldn't be possible without them. With all of our volunteers. She stood up. Maxine stood up. All of our volunteers, I want to say thank you. Stand, please. Would not be possible without you. And I could not do this at all if it weren't for some very important people, all of our trustees.
Come on.
Please stand. I see you. Don't make me call you out. Thank you for everything that you do. One last housekeeping before I turn it over to the amazing Samantha. All of our awardees, don't leave. Please go immediately because we're going to go up to the 8th floor for more drinks and music and some celebration. So please go up to the 8th floor, but don't leave our awardees. Go over to where the step and repeat is, please, so we can get a group picture and your individual pictures. The faster you do that, the faster you can get to the celebration. But don't leave. And our faithful volunteer, Evelyn here, is herding cats. She's not going to let you leave. Okay, so just know that. And it is a great joy and honor and pleasure to turn it over to our incomparable leader, Samantha.
I was crying.
Too much, right?
Yeah, but it's going to be a brief speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and trailblazers, as we draw this incredible evening to a close, I want to take a moment to sit with the energy in the room. We came here to celebrate the Power of Women Awards, but what we've actually witnessed is a masterclass in resilience, ambition, and the radical act of supporting one another. Tonight, we aren't just celebrating individual accolades, we are celebrating the tangible impact of Dress for Success Greater London. For years, this organisation has understood a fundamental truth. A suit or a blouse is never just clothes. It's a suit of armour. It is the visual representation of a woman reclaiming her narrative and stepping back into the workforce with her head held high. To the wonderful team and volunteers at Dress for Success, which Juanita just did this bit, so I'll do it again though. Thank you for giving women the tools to not only find employment, but to find their voices. That's really important. Thank you to our partners and supporters in the room also. The Sadara team, it's been a great evening. Thank you for hosting us. And now this bit's really quite personal to me. We extend our deepest gratitude to our founder, Juanita Ingram. Where is she? She's right at the back. For her visionary leadership and tireless dedication in establishing the Power of Women Awards. Through her foresight, she has created a premier platform that not only celebrates female excellence, but also fosters a global community of empowerment. Juanita's commitment to uplifting others remains the heartbeat of not only these awards, but Dress for Success Greater London. We thank our committed board for their energy and their passion. That one's for you, Barry. As we look toward the 115th International Women's Day, 2026, we centre ourselves around this year's theme, Give to Gain. We've heard a lot about it, so I won't go over it too much. Give to Gain emphasises the power of reciprocity and support. When people, organisations and communities give generously, opportunities and support for women increase. Giving is not a subtraction, it's an intentional multiplication. When women thrive, we all rise. Whether through donations, please scan the QR code, or join our little Black Dress Club to give a regular monthly donation. That would be really helpful, and that would be really solid for us in terms of moving forwards with our growth. Or whether it's through knowledge, resources, visibility, advocacy, or time, contributing to women's advancement helps create a more supportive and interconnected world. The women and organisations honoured here tonight are the personification of this theme. I have a question. What will you give to gain gender equality? As you leave here tonight, I ask you not to let this inspiration evaporate during your commute home. Carry the spirit of these awards with you. If you have the power to open a door, open it. If you have a seat at the table, pull up a chair for someone else. Your wardrobe may get you through the door, but your resilience is what keeps you in the room. Believe in your professional value as much as we believe in your potential, because a woman empowered is a community transformed. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you, Sonia, for your lovely emceeing for the evening. Thank you for your brilliance, your bravery, and your power. Good night, and let's get to work up on that top rooftop. Thank you.